guys, welcome back to the vlog, or welcome if you're new here. I thought we could start this weekend's vlog off with a good haircut. I mean, what better way to kick off the weekend and to kick off a vlog? I just saw my girl Bianca at Studio 81 and she crushed it per usual. I've been seeing her for years. I found her pre-COVID and we had a little hiatus when she like left the salon she was at, and then we found each other again. Thank God. That was like something in the universe was working in our favor. But the layers are so good. I needed to get back to just the bounciness and the movement. I feel like for summer I'm out, I'm styling my hair more, and I like having those layers, but we have been keeping the bangs longer, which I love. I feel like that fits my face better. They're lower maintenance. You don't have to, you know, style them all the time, and you can pull them back in a half up or a ponytail more easily. So that's what I've been doing. She also had the amazing suggestion to just barely like tone my ends. My hair's been getting really light and really red. I don't know if you guys have noticed that in any recent posts, but I like that to an extent, but at the ends it can make them look a little dead. So she just kind of brought it up to match the rest of my hair, and it looks so good. Oh my God. And I have a full weekend of events for Mother's Day weekend, so this hairstyle will not be going to waste. There's nothing worse than getting your hair done and not having anywhere to go. Tonight we have dinner. Tomorrow we have a dinner, and then Sunday we'll be with my in-laws. So yeah, so good. Good morning, guys. It's Saturday and little Miss Girl is feeling very snuggly. This is our typical Saturday morning. We have coffee, of course. Kaveh will usually be out golfing on a Saturday, and this is really like my me time, which I love and Gigi loves because we usually end up snuggling. I love to take my mornings slow on a Saturday. It is like the best thing to me. I get to slowly get out of bed, do my skincare, make my coffee or matcha, put on my robe, do an eye patch, maybe ice roll, turn on YouTube or Homeworthy, something of that nature, and that is like my favorite thing. I also usually use this time to edit, so if I am doing YouTube now or just editing content for TikTok or Instagram, this is usually when I like to do it because I can just do my voiceovers, be heads down, whatever. And Kaveh's not here, which is nice. And Gigi usually just keeps me company. So what's not to love? Last night we celebrated Mother's Day with my family. We try to meet somewhere like halfway usually because they're down in the South Bay, and then we're obviously here in Marin. So typically we'll meet somewhere like Burlingame or San Mateo, which San Mateo actually has a lot of good food. A lot of fast casual, so maybe not like a ton of fancy spots, nice spots. If you know of any, let me know because I always need more ideas. But we went to Kincaid's, which is kind of right by the airport, kind of an interesting area, but it's like a fish steak chop house. And it was actually pretty good. I had this Dungeness crab shrimp fettuccine, and the desserts were honestly incredible. They had this amazing carrot cake. Like, dare I say, the best carrot cake I've ever had. Before that, we actually stopped in at the Marin Merchant in Sausalito. Our friend was pouring some wine there for like a sip and shop event, and that was fun, getting to see some friends, and I know the shop owner, so got to catch up with her, and it is such a cute selection of things. That's like my ideal vintage slash antique shopping experience, is where you have someone who's like really curating a really nice selection of pieces. It's not overwhelming when you go in there. You kind of know what you're gonna get, but she has really nice pieces and a great selection. So if you're looking for like vessels, she has plenty of like vases, vintage vases, stools, linens like napkins, things for hosting, which is nice, pillows, some art. She carries Flamingo Estate, which I feel like when the kitchen is done, I'm gonna need some of the new Flamingo Estate stuff because I love their olive oil. And what else do I have from them? I've had the candles, but they have this soap brick now that looks so good on the counter. And she had it in this lovely little kind of stone tray. It just looks really nice, and it's like a cool soap to use. I just thought it looked beautiful. And they're also, I think it's new, they also came out with like a soap in a glass bottle. If I'm buying a luxury hand soap, it needs to be in a glass bottle. I don't know if you guys remember this whole saga, probably years ago now, a year or two ago, when I was shopping for a nice soap for our powder room. I went with Aesop because everyone loves that brand. I didn't realize the bottle was plastic, which I understand. I feel like that might be good if you have kids or something, or like you think it's gonna break, but I really wanted a glass bottle, so I ended up going with the Diptyque. But I feel like that is one of the most expensive soaps on the market. I don't think the Flamingo Estate is quite that high. I will definitely be refilling it with a different soap, but it is lovely. The exfoliating one with the beads, it's great, it's awesome, and we run through it so slow because it's in the powder bath. But the Flamingo Estate bottle looks really pretty. I think that could be good in the kitchen for sure. That is hitting today. Today, I'm actually really glad to be having a slow morning and that I didn't drink a lot last night, because we do have a dinner tonight in Napa at Silver Oak. They are doing a like supper club series, which sounds so lovely. This one tonight is a one night only communal dinner from executive chef Preeti Mistry and award-winning Bay Area chef Reem Asil of Reem's, California. And together they'll present a menu inspired by the richness of spice and shared culinary traditions, designed to showcase the range and versatility of Silver Oak wines through unexpected pairings, special vintages, and an evening centered on discovery and connection. Just based on what I know about these chefs and the description, I'm really hoping it's a little bit more. They said unexpected pairings, so I'm thinking the cuisine is going to be a little bit off the beaten path. I'm down for like Indian, more Middle Eastern, like that vibe. That's like our favorite thing to eat. So I'm hoping it's something along those lines. But I think this is going to be such a fun event, and I'm excited to take Kaveh with me. He loves that type of stuff. I still need to figure out what I'm wearing and everything, but it should be good. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee and I'll catch up with you guys later. Okay, today I had Kaveh hang some stuff for me. I changed the vibe over here. This is probably the best it's looked since we've moved in. I've been kind of playing around with what I wanted on this wall in our bedroom. Pan out a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. I definitely want to change that art. That's just been like placeholder art. But these sconces, they are not hardwired. They're just like battery powered. They were over on our bedside, and I do love having like multiple lighting options by the bed, like a sconce and a lamp. But I found that we were just never turning on the sconce and we were only using these. They're really more just decorative and for looks, so I thought they would look good over here. And I rotated the art 90 degrees. It was sideways, but our ceilings are so high, so I wanted to play off the height a little bit more and hang it this way, and I think it looks so good. This art I DIY'd, and then these guys I got from Amazon, but then I also got these shades from Amazon, and I had switched out the shade, and I love those so much more. But this is currently what we're working with. Okay, I'm getting ready for this dinner. I wish I had my new foundation. I'm getting a couple new foundations in, being gifted to me that I'm really excited about. One is the Mary Phillips foundation, which I have very high hopes for. The other is a NARS foundation, but I feel like it's a more matte foundation, so I don't know how I'm gonna like it, but I do usually like NARS stuff. Right now I'm using Huda Easy Blur mixed with the Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation, and I really like the Dior one. I ended up getting a shade slightly too light or too dark for me, so that's kind of why I'm mixing the two right now. They do mix really well, so I'm not mad, but this has been a really good base routine for me. I feel like it keeps the skin looking like skin, and you don't need a lot. I feel like the Huda and a lot of her stuff is pretty heavy coverage, so I never need too much of her stuff. I move through it so slowly. I have her lip stain on right now too. This is in Toasty Brown. My favorite is the nude one, whatever they're, I think it's soft nude. It's similar to this, just a little bit lighter, but this I don't mind because once it does start wearing off, it's kind of nice that it's a little darker. I just washed my brushes the other day, and I had gone a while without doing it, and there's nothing like a clean set of brushes. Kaveh got home and he gave me the cutest Mother's Day flowers. I was not expecting it. I thought it was just like for whatever, and then he was like, Happy Mother's Day. Not to trick you guys into thinking I'm pregnant. I'm just Gigi's mom for now, and she's right over there. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I do feel like I've been spooking a lot of you with pregnancy scares. I don't know if I would say scares, but I feel like a lot of what I've been saying online has made people think I'm pregnant. I guess I posted a story when I got my first set from Vuori, and I said, baby's first Vuori, and everyone thought that was like a pregnancy announcement. That would be crazy. I'm also like talking pretty openly about our trying to conceive journey, and obviously I don't blame people. That would probably lead you to believe we're trying. We are not. I'm just in the stage of trying to get into the mindset of being ready to try. So like right now I'm really in the mindset of like, okay, what is everything I want to get done before we get pregnant? And I feel like a lot of people don't go that far into planning, or at least they don't talk about it. I haven't seen people talk really openly about the phase before you're actually trying. So that's what we're doing. That's where I'm at. That's why I'm doing all of my skin and cosmetic stuff now. I'm trying to just do everything I want to do before we're like, okay, we're ready to actually do this. When I talk about like trying to conceive, like Kave's friends have been texting him like, oh, you're trying. Like, no, we're not. We have some time. And I want to share this whole journey with you guys. It's super personal, and I am like a pretty private person, so it almost goes against kind of my nature. And I also don't like speaking about things before they happen. I feel like it puts, I don't know, a certain type of energy out there, so I always get kind of uneasy speaking of things before they happen. But I do think there's so many things that I have learned from people sharing this journey, and so many things that I want to share at the end of the day. Like, I've done a lot of work leading up to the idea of getting pregnant. I have done a lot of health work. When we got married, I was going through my whole gut thing and fixing my leaky gut, trying to address really bad hormonal acne. And I did my Dutch test, so I'm still like working through the hormone thing in a way. But my skin is much better. And I do feel like I'm in a pretty good place now with the protocol that I'm on. But like doing the Dutch test, for example, I found out that my progesterone was really low. And that's really important for keeping a pregnancy. So these are all things that like I would have done that regardless of trying, but now in hindsight, I'm very glad that I did it when I did, because I did it like a year before I would want to get pregnant, which gives me plenty of time to address that and fix it and get things to a good place. And I'm also like starting prenatals pretty early. There's no harm in doing that. And I feel like more and more people are getting on their prenatals earlier, but I'm not someone who really takes like a multivitamin or anything. So having those extra vitamins, I think, is just good regardless. I know a lot of people will take it to increase hair growth and stuff like that. And yeah, I just feel like there's no harm in doing it, especially if you do think you're going to get pregnant at some point in the future. So that's another thing I'm doing. I obviously will have Kaveh on a whole kind of like protocol as well. I want to make sure he's doing everything he can, because now we're, you know, learning that so much with the mom and her health and how she feels during pregnancy and the baby's health is tied to the dad. And luckily Kaveh is very on board with that. Like, he obviously wants what's best for everyone. So he's like, yeah, I will, like 3 months leading up, do all the things that I need to do. He'll probably start taking like a men's like version of the prenatal, you know, no drinking, really healthy habits. I mean, we eat and everything pretty good right now, so I'm not too worried about diet and things like that. But exercise, obviously no sauna, no laptop on the lap, like all of that type of stuff. So, you know, it's a whole process, and like anything, this is very us, like we're very type A, so we are taking it very seriously. I know not everyone does this, but I just want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to ensure success, but also health of the child. And I want to have the easiest pregnancy I can have. So anything that's in our control, we're gonna do. Once I approach my 30s, and now that I'm 30, there's just so many hormonal changes and like physical changes that, you know, you obviously are prepared for to an extent. Like, I expected all of these things to happen, but it kind of rocks your world. It really does. Especially if you grew up like healthy with no issues, and now in your late age, when you're like, feel like you're doing all the right things, you're eating well, you're exercising, you're drinking way less, it feels like the opposite of what you should be experiencing, which is unfortunate, because I do feel like I'm living such a healthy life and doing everything I can, and then, you know, you have all these things going on that you still need to fix. So it's easy to like be in a negative headspace about it, but I've been trying to stay positive and knowing that like I'm seeing the changes happen. I feel very in tune with my body because I'm noticing all these things, and I can see the even small changes that are happening. So in a way, it does make you very aware and like one with your body and mind, if that makes sense. So that's where things are at. Okay, I'm debating between these two dresses. Similar, but different. This one feels dressier, which I do feel like is the vibe tonight, but it is silk, so it might wrinkle in the car. This one is quite structured, so it feels nicer than I thought it would be, but I just don't know if I want to do like a tank. We'll try this one on. This is pretty. This feels more appropriate for the occasion.
What about these shoes?
Put one of each on. I think I'm gonna go with this. I love this pattern. I feel like it's elegant, which is better for this event maybe. We're on our way to Napa. Say hi.
Hello.
I didn't realize it started at 5. I was moving under the impression it started at 5:30.
You've got a Virgo husband.
We have a Virgo to keep us in check. We'd be lost without you. I'm starving. I should have eaten more today. I've been more focused on drinking water because I feel like I've been getting hungover so much easier these days, like off of nothing. So I actually took one of these guys, little Z-Biotic. This is drinking at 30, I suppose. Trying to finish this water before we get there. But it sounds like a beautiful day. It'll still be like 75 when we get there. We should be there in about an hour.